Welcome back to Design Santa Barbara. This week we are joined by real estate broker Terry Ryken. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Michael, for having me.
I appreciate it.
Great, and your store is beautiful. The design center is, I've already found something that I'm going to buy before I leave.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So we have some questions again, as the viewers are interested in the real estate, and you're the person to talk to, as we know.
Thank you.
So, can you talk about the incredible variety of architecture found in Santa Barbara real estate?
The architecture is amazing here. Of course, being Santa Barbara and all of the influence of from the Mission and the Spanish and everything, the Spanish style is very, very prevalent here and dominant here, but there are many others. The craftsman is very much a part of it here. Tuscan kind of feel, the contemporary things have come into place. I happen to love all types of architecture, so it's wonderful for me. People probably get tired of me when I go out on tour and they see me and I'm like, I could live in this house, I could buy this house, and sometimes it's a very modern house, sometimes it's a very traditional home. I guess that's why it's good I'm in real estate. I love different architecture, and I truly could live in all those homes. I can see myself in the different styles, but I grew up in a Tudor home. I have a Spanish style home that I lived in here. I have a very contemporary home in the Palm Springs area. So I have been blessed with living in different architectures as well. But you can really get anything here. I mean, the main ones are, like I mentioned, the Spanish, Tuscan kind of villa feel, craftsman, and contemporary. But no matter what anyone's taste is, we can find it for you here.
Well, the town is a Spanish colonial with the red roofs and is prevalent, after the earthquake, we talk about it many times, is built to look like old Spanish town. But
definitely.
As well as we see, and I do a lot of new homes, that they are, as you said, there's some contemporary, not a lot, but there's coming up, and there is a lot of Tuscans, and so you can find a lot of different things. So what is your favorite style? Why?
Well, like I say, I love them all. Probably, I have a tendency I could live in Buckingham Palace.
Oh, you could? Okay, good to know. I couldn't really. I mean, I cannot have 500 people around me.
But people don't understand how I like big. I don't know. I mean, we grew up in I grew up in a Tudor-style home. It was a nice size home, maybe around 3,000 square feet. It wasn't huge, but it was nice. But since then, I've lived in larger homes and I've lived in smaller homes. But I love big. I guess because I am a collector. I could easily live in your showroom here.
You're very welcome. Very welcome to.
I love things. I love to collect things, and I have a tendency to have too many. And but getting back to your question, I do love the Spanish style. I had a home for 24 years that was Spanish style. I do have a feel for the Tuscan, villa type feel. I also do like contemporary a lot. Like I said, I've had 2 different homes in Palm Springs. Both of them were very contemporary, and so it's just kind of where I am and what what grabs me in whatever area I am. But I would say if I had to choose one, it would probably be Spanish or Tuscan kind of feel to it.
Well, this is a Santa Barbara. You're lucky you're here, because that's what the architecture is. So I understand you have some especially stunning homes on the market right now. Can you share one of them with us?
Thank you. I've been very blessed that this last year I did have a lot of listings, 3 of which all sold just within the last month, and 2 of them went very, very quickly. One had been on the market for a while, but it had closed, just this last month too. I have a lovely home on the market right now in Montecito, which is a French-style home, and the client is not only a client, but she is also a good personal friend and a lovely lady who is from Europe. And she has a lot of beautiful art, and the home is just a very warm, feeling. Her grounds are very, very formal, and the gardens are beautiful. It does have a distant ocean view to it, but the lawns and the flowers, and she loves to cook, and there's many of the things that she prepares from the ingredients come out of the garden. It's a lovely, lovely listing, and but it's kind of a twofold, and she loves living there, and she's ready to move if if somebody were to come in, but if it doesn't happen, she's very happy there too. So it's kind of, but that's the way I am. I love to help people, but I want them to be happy. And so I'm not going to push somebody to get out of here just to make a buck. I want to make sure that the person's happy, and if it's meant to be and the deal comes together and I'm able to, help them move on to the next property, fine. And if it's meant to be that they're supposed to stay there, then if they want me to market the home, of course I'm going to, and we'll see what happens. And there have been times where the person ended up staying in that home, and there was a reason, but I was still happy to be there to go through the process with them. And then there's other times where, I do always, when you hire me, you get 200%. I bend over backwards. It's more important to me to make sure that the person is happy, and I do whatever it takes to make the deal get through. And it isn't about, the money as much as it is about making the person happy. And I know when I've done a good job, and the people are happy with what I've done.
Well, you're successful because of that.
Thank you.
Obviously you're a wonderful personality, and you take care of people. When they're happy, actually the money will follow too. So
I'm a
great.
firm believer
That's a great
in that.
advice as a real estate broker or a great businessman. The same. Very nice. So my next question is, what is the number one piece of advice you will give to someone purchasing a home here in Santa Barbara?
I guess, like we touched on a little bit, just be prepared ahead of time. As far as like if you do have to have a loan, get all those ducks in a row. Find someone that you feel comfortable with. There's a lot of wonderful realtors in this town. Of course, I want you all to call me, but there's wonderful people that work here, and we all can do the same thing. So it's all about finding that personality that you can work with and you can enjoy and you feel comfortable with and you trust, and they're there to take care of you and help you with your needs. Also deciding on an area, and try to give the agent, whoever you decide to work with, as much information as you can. There've been, in the very beginning, there were many a time people would give me, instructions. I want this type of a house, only in this area, only this. So I would go and find only that. Come to find out, they'd find another agent who sold them a house in a completely different area that's 3 stories high, where they told me they wanted single level and all that. And so you realize that things do change, and you get to the point where you do want to show them everything. Sometimes they'll say, wait a minute, I told you I didn't want a 2-story home. Yes, you did tell me that. But, this has all the qualifications that you wanted all on the floor. And a lot of times people end up buying something that they didn't think they would. So, but it does help the agent if you try to be as specific as possible with what it is you are looking for. Sometimes people don't know. They don't know till they get out there. And I would say the other thing, and especially with working with buyers, is be loyal. When you find that person you want to work with, be loyal to them, and let other people know when you're going out there you're working with so and so, and you're not wasting the other broker's time who may be having the open house and is looking for business as well, and you're being loyal to the person who has spent a lot of time trying to help you and trying to help you find the perfect home. And when you have a listing, there is a contract between you. When you're a buyer, it's more of a trust thing. You have no legal obligation. There's no binding contract, but you hope that this person wants to work with you, and during that time, if there's problems, let the person know.
Absolutely.
Just be honest. More recently, I came across a book that was called The 4 Agreements, and I'd read it a long time ago, and recently I came upon it again, and there's 4 things that you try to live your life by, and one of them is your word, and it is good to try to communicate with people and be honest and communicate what it is you want.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely
hopefully that helps.
Yeah, it's something that It's a little bit lacking lately, but is a good base to start with. Lastly, I would like to ask you, how can people reach you for more information?
Michael, thank you very much. My website is terryryken.com, and it has all my information on there. So they could just, Google that and it'll bring me up. I do advertise a lot in all the local magazines. So I am online. You can Google my name, Terry Ryken. I was shocked at myself one time. I Googled myself and all this stuff that came up. So it's very easy to find me that way. My website, like I say, terryryken.com. On any of the real estate magazines in town or things, I usually have ads in them that have all my local information.
Beautiful. I would like to thank Terry for this look into the world of real estate here in our paradise, Santa Barbara. Stay tuned. There's more Design Santa Barbara after the break.